Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a really pretty pair of earrings using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit. All that glitters. Now, I think this is going to be a really fun pair of earrings. I hope you enjoy making them with me. Let's turn down and we'll get started. My original plan was to take these silver rondelles. Now we have silver, gold, and clear all in the same size. And I was going to do like this for each one. But I'm trying to debate if I think that silver bead is too big. I think we'll leave it. We'll see how it looks when we're finished. Hopefully it'll be fine. So now we're going to bend these over, and I'm going to do that to each and every one of these. There is going to be 14 all in all. We're going to use 7 per earring. So how we're going to do that is we're going to get a little piece of chain, and we're going to string it below our traps here. This crystal is going to be above. See, it is the same size. It's going to go above, and then I'm going to wire wrap these flower pieces on here like so. So then this will be here. It'll sit to this side. This will come a loop down here, and with a little piece of chain, and all of these will hook onto said chain and dangle down below. So we have to get these put together, get some chain, and then we'll wire wrap the flowers onto the traps, and then we'll put everything together as we do that. Then as soon as that's done, I'm going to glue, oops, you flipped on me, baby, this little flat back crystal. Come on. Well, it's got to flip over properly here. It doesn't want to flip over properly. There we go. Right in the center of our flowers to give it a little bit of extra oomph. So there, that is what we are doing. And one more. Now that I've got these all put together like this, we still need to roll them up, but we don't need to worry about that quite yet. The next thing we need to do is get pin out and go through here, and then we'll have to wire wrap our flower on. Now this will face the other direction like this because the flower was going to go right here. Between the two holes go from here to down here. So we're going to put our flower on here like so. So the holes are still there, but the flower is going over the top of a great bit of it. So like so. So you can still see the trap, but it's going to be half hidden by our pretty flower when we have it finished being wire wrapped onto it. So let's get a eye pin, and then we need to get some wire to wire wrap as well. I've got some eye pins, and I've got this tiny little bit of chain. So we're going to open this eye pin up just enough to put these 5 links of chain on. Then we'll close it back up. So then when we have the since we'll have the chain here, what we're going to do is after we wrap these 7 up, each of these links, the bottom link will have 1, and then each of the other links will have 2, like cha-cha earrings. And then this is going to go through our trap. It's just going to go all the way through without any beads on it. And then it's, oh, I didn't get the side on, I didn't get it in this side. There we go. And then this flower is going to go like so. And since we're going to put that on there, it will allow another point for our wrapping on. And then this baby is going to go up on the top, and then it's going to get wrapped up. So now we're going to wrap this up here on the top, and then we'll get some thin wire out. I'll probably use 24 or 26 gauge in gold, because this is gold and we don't want our wraps to be really defining. So let's get that done, and then once we have this these 2 things done, like I said, we're going to wrap up all these guys, and they're going to hook down here along here. Now, I've only got 5 sitting here, though I have 7. We're going to have 7 wrapped up. We may decide not to put 7 on. We'll see. But since there's 5 links, this one will be at the bottom, and there will be 2 in each of the interior links. So it will probably be the 7. It will be much thicker when it's finished, but that's all right. That's what we're doing. So now we're going to wrap up our piece here. So I'm going to get in here. We're going to go up and around and over. Bring it down, bring it around, making sure it's still in a lollipop shape here. So like this. Same with this one. Now I will be bringing these on to whether I decide to put them on regular ear wires, or if I decide to put them on jump rings onto a post. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do for sure yet, so we will decide that in due course. Oop. Clippers, come here, clippers. Tuck that baby in. And now this particular one is ready to have its flower wire wrapped, right like so. And now we'll get this one all wrapped up over here. I don't know what it is with these guys, but they decide they needed to go down the bar quite a bit. No, that's not acceptable. this baby off and tuck it in. So now the second one is ready to get its flower wire wrapped on. So I'm going to get some gold wire and we're going to start that stage. We've got some 26 gauge artistic wire. We're going to pull off a length of that, probably at least 8 inches or so. I want to make sure that I have plenty, and if I have enough, we'll just go on to the other side with this piece. So we'll set that aside. I'm going to cut this kinked up here off. And now what we're going to do is, because we want it to sit like so over the top of that wire that's there, as well as over this bar, I'm going to wrap it right here about 3 times. So we're going to go, actually we'll go around to the bottom here and wrap it right here. That might be the easier place to put it. So down through here, grab it here, and we're going to wrap it like 3 times here. Come on, baby, go through there. Okay, I'm going to hold this right here as I go up and around with our next one here. So then we'll go through. And as we go through, we're going to put our flower into place, like so. We want it to sit like this. So then we're going to bring our wire through one of these holes in our flower. And we're going to bring it down and around. Now I want to make sure that the wire is in where I would like it to be at, so I just pushed it to where I wanted it. Now I'm going to bring it back up, and we're going to go through another one of these holes. And in fact, I think I'm going to go through the same hole I was in before. Pull it up tight, bring her back down. Now I'm going to go up, and we're going to go through this small hole on this side. Come on. Go through all the way. There we go. Now back down around the bar again, and we keep doing that. Go through around the bar and then through one of the slots on our flower. I'm going to go through this one. It's a little further up, which is just fine. See, we don't have to be straight beside each other. And we're just going to go up and down and up and down till we're relatively pleased with how she's sitting here. Now I'm going into this bigger slot here that's in the middle, mainly because our background piece now is getting pretty fat. Well, that's a rude thing to say, but it's getting bigger. So we're going to push this over here though, because as you can see, it's coming over the whole top. I don't want it over the whole top of the trap. I want to be able to see the trap down here below it. So we're going to push it over so that it's over here just a little bit. I want, like I say, I want to see our trap at least on this side a little bit. And so we are going to wrap this in a way that it makes it come over here just a wee bit. Now, my original plan was for it to show more than this, like so, but it looks like it doesn't want to do that. It's coming over further onto the trap than I thought it would, but it's fine. Come on, baby, go up through there. Now this time I'm not going through a flower piece. I'm going to slide it over here and just go around. See how I did that? Now I'm going to go down and I'm going to hook it around. Make a slight bend so that this one will come up on the other side here, because I want it to go around my bar here. So I may have to grab it with my pliers because it's down in there and I want it to come up here. So there we go. So that will push it over there a little bit. See how I've done that? So that it pushes it over closer to the bar somewhat. That's where we want it. So the bar shows somewhat out this outside here. And now I'm going to wrap it a couple of times there on this post. Then I'm going to bring it back up and wrap it up here a few times. And then we'll be done with our wraps. Go. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to go down through here. That's that side. Where are you at? There you are. Right where I want you. How very strange. Okay. Come on up here. Slide up there by your buddy right there. Okay, go back up there. Now I'm going to trim this off right here, down as it comes out of the base down there. And then this, I'm going to trim this one right here. And then we're going to squish our little wires down a little bit here and here. So now this piece is done, and that's not enough. We need some more wires. So now this piece needs its crystal here in the middle, and we need to put on our dangles. Now this is going the direction I want it to go. When this earring hangs, it's going to go slightly to the side like that. So this one I'm wanting to go the opposite direction. So we're going to do exactly the same thing with this one. We're going to get a hunk of wire out, and we're going to wire wrap this baby down into place. Now, to put that jewel in place, I just need a little E6000. So, let's see if I can get this jar open. It wants to be stubborn. It hasn't been opened for a while. There we go. So all I'm going to do is put a little blob of glue right there. We'll close her back up. Get this crystal and plop it right dab into the center of our flower. Now we're going to sit this one aside until we get the other one finished. Well, finished being wire wrapped anyway. So we'll get some more wire out. This is again probably more than we need, but better more than we need than not enough. So there is here's our next little batch. So we're going to take, and again we're going to wire wrap around the base. Since this is facing the opposite direction, as you can see it's bigger here than there, we're going to go up here and we're going to wrap 3 times here on this side. Come on baby, come out of there. 2 and 3. So up and down, push it up to the top here. Now we want this to go so this flower piece is sitting like so. So it's opposite the other side. So we'll go in through this first little hole here. Come on, wire. And this is trying to kink on me, so I'm going to have to be careful here. There we go. Oh, she slid downwards. We don't want her down there. We want her up here because we're going around this direction. And this wire is on the other opposite side of the ones we want it on, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's not really going to be seen that much because we're going around this direction. So we'll just do the same as we did on the other side. Go through a hole and then go over the wire. Now this one, because we started slightly different, we started on the other side, it's we now need to go around our base where our main post is at and bring her down and around this direction. But that's all right, we can do that. Come on, you. I just want to make sure that this baby is wire wrapped pretty strongly down on our base. Now, one thing that you will have to watch is to make sure that you got it sort of close to the same. It doesn't have to be perfectly the same, because let's face it, nobody's going to be looking at your wire wraps that well. If they do, well, what we want to do mainly is just to stabilize this flower down onto our trap. Now I want to leave some silver here. It doesn't have to be a lot, but we do want to leave some silver so we can see our trap here. So I am trying to wrap it in a way that we are leaving it somewhat open there. Here, and we're just going to go back and forth through these particular spaces where yeah, that's what I did on this one. We're going through the big space here and then the littler space here, and just going back and forth till we go all the way around. Got to be careful of that chain too, by the way. You don't want to catch it in your wraps. It's pretty close. Now we're going to go around the post wire down here. Come on, baby, go in there. Need it to go over this particular post wire twice, like we did on the other side. And if we can get it to do it. There we go. Come on, baby, go all the way through. There we are. One, and I'd like two, and then I'll put 3 wraps around the base bar. So we'll go through this blank spot right here. Come on, Ben. Come on. I see it there, but it's being difficult. Like a little snake, it wants to go somewhere else. So I'll probably have to grab it with my pliers. Come on. The chain out. 1. Through again. Actually, I'm going to push it through right here and then just pull it up there. Two, and then we'll cut our wires off. And tuck them in some. So there's this flower piece, also ready to go, except for we're going to put its little crystal on too. Now the next step is to wind up all these little guys here, and then we'll start attaching them to the chains that we have hanging here. I'm going to just do a little assembly line here, and we'll just start by just doing the loop. So up and around and over, bring it down, bring it around, make sure it's in the shape you want it. And then just go to your next one. Go out of the, get out of my way, daisy spacer. This one's daisy spacer fell off. So we're just going to wind all these up like this to start with. Get back on there. A little bit careful to make sure that the spacer stays on is because that bugle bead is glass, and consequently they're a little bit more delicate than the run-of-the-mill your run-of-the-mill spacers are, so we want to make sure that they don't get broken. So now we just have to wind these up. So next step is to just take hold of one of them, grab hold of the loop, and wrap it up. Now, if you prefer doing wrapping with your fingers, by all means do so. Like I said, you can do this as a simple loop, and then you don't have to wrap it all. You can even just use your one-step looper to do this step. So I'm just gonna wrap these up. And then when I get them all wrapped, then I will take my flush cutters and trim them, and then we'll tuck them all in. This one slipped a little bit. So there are 14 of these, so it will take us a few minutes here to get this all done. Slipped. No slipping is allowed. Now that these are all spun, the next step is simply to trim off the extra and tuck them in. So now you can do that all at one time, or you can do assembly line those as well. See, there's the, so we can just cut these off right now. Now, as you're cutting these, be careful that you don't cut your loop, because I have done that before because I wasn't watching where the edge of my clipper was, and it was right on the edge of the loop, and I cut my loop in half. So something to think about when you're doing your trimming is to be careful and don't trim your loop. So we got to trim these 7 as well, and then we will tuck them all in. There we go. Get rid of all these little bits and pieces here. And now we got to start tucking those in. So just grab one and tuck. And some of them I may have even got close enough I don't need to tuck. Now, our next step is to get out some little oval jump rings and the 4mm, which we jokingly call Tinky Tots. I'm going to jump out a pile of them because we need 14. At least 14 for down here. Now we can use gold or silver. Since I used gold pins, I think I'm just going to use, but I have a silver chain. I'm going to just use the gold ones. And we're going to just start hooking these guys on. So to do that, we're just going to grab a Tinky Tot, open it up, making sure that your opening is at the top here. Twist it sideways, grab a piece, and now you're going to put it on our chain. Now I'm going to put this one on the bottom one first. I figure that would be the simplest. And then from then on out, what we're going to do is the bottom one's going to have a single one, but every other little chain link, there is 1, 2, 3, Well, actually there's 4 more, but that one's the top one. I'm not worried about it. We're going to put 2, one on either side, in our chain links. So like so, so, and so. And then once they fall downwards, they're going to just go down into a little blob like so. So we'll just grab our next Tinky Tot, open it up. Now because I put the bottom one on first, I can hold this with the bottom one so I know more easily where I need to put the next one in. Now, I'm going on to this spot right here where this one's at, but I'm turning the chain so that I'm going in to the opposite side of the chain than the side we already went into. Come on, baby. Okay, so I want this side right here. Now see how this is already starting to fall down and give a little bit of fullness there down at the bottom. So we'll keep on going up the line. Now we're going to go up into the next link. So we've finished this link up. And we're going to hold these up here while I go into this one right here. Now I had that upside down there for a second. If you try to open it with that twist when the split is at the bottom, you're going to mangle your jump ring rather than getting it ready to go on. It's going to be a mess. So now we want to be in this ring on the opposite side. So there we go. You can see how that's going. Now, because I have 2 more links left, I have a choice. I can put both of these next ones in the same link, like I have been doing, or I can do it by putting one in this next link and one in the link up above it. If I do that, though, I still want to go on opposite sides of the links so that I'm not creating an all one-sided one. So see how that's working? So we have one more to put on this earring, and then the only thing left to do is put the earring wire on this one. But the choice has got to be made now. Do I want to put this last one in the last link up towards the top, or do I want to put it on the opposite side of this one? I think I'm going to put it up here. We'll see what it looks like up here. Yeah, that looks fine. So now there it is, other than the ear wire. So it's going to hang like so. Well, that doesn't want to hang so that you can see it. But now we will do the same here on the second one, and then we'll just decide how we're going to do the ear wires. So of course we're going to again start at the very bottom. Now you can use the very bottom one to hold, and you can go from the top down, or you can go like we did with this one and just go from the bottom up. Now that we've got all our dangles put on, we just have one step to go, and that is deciding if we want a regular latchback ear wire, or if we want something else up at like a stud up at the top. So now that I'm going to decided I'm going to just use a latchback. So I've got a little Tinky Tot, and I actually may switch to silver because this is silver wire, and I'm going to use the silver, the stainless steel latchbacks. So we are going to change to a couple of silver Tinky Tots rather than the gold. Looks like one of these is one of the slightly bigger ones, so we'll go with the two slightly bigger ones. Okay, so since I've decided to put the lever backs on, I need to turn this so that they face the same direction. And because nothing is really hardwired into here, it's easy to just take hold of the wire and turn it. Now, if I didn't do that, I would have to have had two jump rings so I could get them to face the proper direction. But since I could do that, no problem. Just one is fine. So we'll open this baby up, go through here, make sure we've got this facing the proper direction, and go through it. Then we'll close this baby up, and this earring is finished. Ta-da! Now we'll do the same over here on this side. Open up our jump ring, put it through our ear wire, and go over this, close her up, and there we go, all finished, our second earring. So there is our earrings using our SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit All That Glitters. Aren't those pretty? Now, I do have these in a way that I would want to wear them like this, with the wider portion towards the outside of your neck. So they'd be sitting like so. Aren't they pretty? Now, if this needs a little more turn, because it looks like it's not quite sitting straight, that's all right, you can do it. But there we go. Aren't those pretty? So there's our pretty flower cha-cha style earrings. Well, the cha-cha bottom is not a cha-cha top. It's pretty little flower with a that I've added the crystal to on the top, and I think they turned out very, very pretty. I hope you enjoyed making them with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and again, we've been using a SoftFlex Design Challenge Kit, All That Glitters. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.